Hello, people. Welcome to 15 Minutes to Talkin, episode 295. Right? Yeah, 295. The show where, uh, Handyman and Ronald McDonald in my Tomadachi Life are having a romance. Boom. 15 Minutes to Talkin is the series where I set a 15-minute timer and talk about whatever I want for 15 minutes. Once the timer goes off, I say a short goodbye, and the video ends, and I'll have some middle editing. So without further ado, let's get started. That's beautiful, Katie. Update the street cutter, Bailey. Let's start the outfit breakdown. Look at this guy. Look, I got him for Easter. It's my first bow tie that I like. It's not pre-tied, and I tie it myself. Look at it. Look at it, bro. Look at the stuff. Isn't it neat? Something I don't know. Slash care. Yeah, this bow tie is new, and it's not pre-tied, and I had it on my Amazon wishlist, and then the Easter Bunny gave it for me. Gave it for me? No, got it for me. And it was in my Easter basket. And yeah, I haven't worn it yet. This is my first time wearing it. This morning was my first time tying a bow tie. I'm sure I'll eventually memorize how to do it. Yeah, this guy was covering an episode. It was a DI after season party, or end of season party. After season. Uh, got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? Hardly matters. I want more. I wanna go where the people go. I wanna see 'em dancing, walking around on those, what do you call 'em? Feet. Out where they rock, out where they run, out where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. This guy was covering episode 239. This guy was covering episode, 220. And this guy was covering episode 111. Okay, outfit breakdown over. Let's start special interest time. Today's special interest time is Norse mythology. I don't know what to talk about that's Norse mythology related. Oh, so I don't know a single story of a Norse god cheating on on their spouse. Never mind, I just remembered one. So I'll tell that real quick, and then I'll tell you something that I find funny in a book that I was reading about Norse mythology. So basically, uh, so there's these guys called the Vanir and the Aesir, which are the Norse gods, where Loki at war with them. But then they like chopped off a guy's head, and then they decided to promise never to go to war again. I'm not sure about this part, like anything that I just said. Like I am, but the connection I'm not sure about, but I'm pretty sure it's how it happened. So all the gods in the Vanir decided to spit in a bucket, in order to vow that like, oh, we're not gonna go to war again. Uh, and then all of the god spit switched around, and a dude just formed. Hi. Don't mind that I just said all the god spit switched around and a dude was formed. Don't mind that. Hi, Mama.
Hey, oh, you found your stuff?
Yeah, I did. Uh, and that dude's name was Kavasser. and he was just like really good at writing poetry. Oh no. Well, he was, but he also like had the answer to like every single question ever in the whole entire world. So then he just like went around the earth imparting his knowledge on random people. And these two dwarves just like Loki decide to kill him, and then they mix his blood into 3 barrels of mead, and anybody who drinks the mead just like gain the ability to write like really good poetry. Uh, trust we're gonna get to the part where Odin cheats on Frigg. Um, and then and then so eventually after a while the gods realize, hey, we haven't heard from Craster in a while. What's going on? So never mind. I've skipped a part. And one day, uh, these dwarves just like uh I forgot the reason, but they killed 2 people who were like a couple. Uh, and then their son, uh, goes and venges them, and he's threatening the dwarves, and he's like, "Look, I will kill you because you killed my parents." And they were like, "Wait, we have a mead that can make you really good at poetry." And then it's like, "Fine, bro, fine, I guess." Uh, Still don't appreciate you killing my parents though. So he takes the blood poetry mead, and he enchants his daughter to like guard it. And then Odin, uh, and then Odin, uh, realizes that Kvasir is like gone, so he goes and disguises as a human. And he goes to this place where this guy is where like one of the guards is working, uh, and like of the mead, and he sees like there's his slaves out in the field, and they're like, and then Odin's like, hey, yo, how's being a slave going? And they're like, good, except none of our scythes are sharp, so we can't really like work or anything like that. And he's like, hey, I got rhinestone. Do you want to sharpen your scythes? And they're like, oh, sure, bro. So then he just throws it into the crowd of them, and they all dive into it, and they impale each other on the sides, and every one of them dies. And then Odin's like, oh no, I just killed 9 of this guy's workers. Well, I'm gonna go talk to this guy. And he's like, yo, how's not having any workers going? He's like, not good. And Odin's like, hey, I can do a bunch of work for you. Sorry, I'm gonna speak higher, bro. Hold on. Yeah, it wasn't good for my voice to be speaking that low. I'm gonna be speaking like this now. Yeah, okay. Uh, so then Odin, like, does work for that guy, and the guy's like, yo, thanks for doing all this work, how can I repay you? And Odin's like, hey, give me some of give me some of that poetry mead. That'll be how I can repay you. And he's like, oh, sorry, bro, but I can't do that for you. Oh, but I can build you a drill to go into the mountain that he's keeping the poetry mead in. And Odin's like, okay, bro. So whenever he goes in the mountain, he gets to the room with the poetry mead, but the guy's daughter who's enchanted is guarding it. So then you know what he does? He seduces her. Like, uh, yeah, that's the part where he cheats on his wife. And eventually he's like, yo, if you really love me, you would give me some of that poetry mead. And she's like, but you can only have 1 sip from each barrel. So he takes like 1 big sip and drinks up all of the poetry mead. And then he just uh and then he just like uh uh immediately leaves to go to the gods, and he spits all the poetry meat out. And sometimes the gods slip it into people's food, and just make them really good at poetry. That's how Shakespeare was invented, or something like that. Uh, so yeah, and so that's the one story in Norse mythology that I know about gods cheating. Uh, so So I was reading this book on Norse mythology, and it was talking about the part where and it was talking about how Balder Loki got murdered by Loki, uh, and wanna be in. Uh, so it was talking about the part where Balder Loki got murdered by Loki, but it was like leading up to it, so it was like introducing us to Balder, and it was like, yo, his everybody loved Balder. His wife Nona was the lucky one who got to marry him. Uh, and Balder loves Nona like so much. Like he, unlike many other gods, never cheats on her. And I like, whoa, is that notable enough in Norse mythology that it has to be like, it's like, oh, look, I'm such a good person. I have never once cheated on my wife. Yeah, that's me. I'm the guy who did cheat on my wife. All you sad people, all you worse people than me cheat on your wives, but I don't cheat on my wife. And I was like, is that so notable? So yeah, I found that kind of funny. But yeah, that's my story. Special interest time over. I'm gonna talk about Tomadachi Life now, cause I feel like it. Uh, so basically, I'm having all the characters on my Tomadachi Life Island be based off characters that are on my art wall, like me and Mason's art wall. Uh, so I downloaded the demo last night, and then I pulled from my stash of gift cards that I had no idea was as large as it was. Uh, and got the game this morning. Uh, so the first character that I created on Artwell Island, uh, we were calling him Candyman. Let me show you. I might take some time to find, but I'm gonna show you the drawing that he's originally from, because I drew it on my phone a while back, and then I printed it as the first piece of the art on the art wall. I'm trying to put like the iconic drawings first. Let me find him. Arc. Hold on. I drew him like a while back, so. Is this too far though? No, this isn't too far. Yeah. Get him. Take it. Want some candy? Yeah. Eh, this is him. People were extremely concerned whenever I printed this up and put it on the art wall, but I don't really care. So that guy was the first guy we made. His name is Candyman. Uh, yeah. So I made that as a me. I made him levitate instead of walking. If I had my way, he wouldn't have legs, but that's close enough. And the second me I created, well, I didn't create this me. It was Mason. Mason created this me for me. Uh, no, you don't. Not anymore. uh, was a praying mantis, and he spent an insane amount of time on it. Like, an insane amount of time. Just perfecting the little details. Um, yeah. And we named it Mandy. Uh, and the third me was my gender dysphoria personified. Uh, I'll try to show you. Never mind, I won't try to show you. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. You're gonna have to wonder what gender dysphoria personified looks like. Okay, but that was our timer. Have yourself a nice day of days. Like and subscribe if you feel gender dysphoria. Okay, goodbye. No, you don't.